What you see here is the app we are gonna build today step by step. So this is a get rich quick app. Put in your monthly income, your expenses, your investment division. To the moon is mine, right? Select your intelligence, so we can do GPT-4o, mini or preview. So for this test, let's just do O1 mini. Generate investment suggestions, so click on that. And now this is gonna run a chain of prompts and kind of give you your investment strategy, very detailed, as you will see soon, and you will get like an image of your investment vision. So let's just let this cook and then take a look at the response here. Okay, so we got stocks, Apple, Tesla, ETFs, right? We got some real investment, we got some cryptocurrency, alternative investments, masterwork art investment. Oh, that's special. I haven't seen that before. Here is our investment vision. To the moon. Okay, that was pretty cool. I like that. Let's do a quick other investment vision, and we can select GPT-4o for this one. Let's do crypto bro. Let's try that and generate the investment strategy, right? Let's see what the output is gonna be now. Okay, so now we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, USD, stablecoin, okay? High risk altcoins, Cardano, and we got get rich, crypto bro. I also had to do AI bro, so now we can see we got AI stocks, so Nvidia, Global X Robotics, AI ETF, we got AI startups. This is private equity, OpenAI. Yeah, good luck at buying that. AI index funds, mutual funds, AI focused research and development. Okay, what is that? Direct investment. We got our vision here, so yeah, that kind of worked too, I guess. Yeah, so that is basically the app we're gonna build today. I'm gonna take you to all the steps and how we implemented everything. So yeah, let's get going. So I think I just want to start today by kind of explaining what I mean by chain prompting. Since we're using the O1 models today, it's gonna be a bit different. We don't have access to system messages, so everything is gonna be related to our prompt, right? So chain prompting is, yeah, something we're gonna use today. So let me just quickly explain how we're gonna use this in today's app. But basically, you can think of it like in question 2, we are dependent on the answer from Q1. In question 3, we are dependent on the answer from both Q1 and Q2 as context. So we need the answer as context here before we can kind of get to the final answer. So then we can just chain this together. We send this request to the OpenAI API, and the response we get, we don't send it to the user. We just send it, feed it as context into our next prompt, right? And then we can send our back prompt to the OpenAI API. And now we have more context. We send that to Q3, great. And we have even more context now. And now we can kind of send the final answer back from Q3, right, to the user. So instead of just going to the user in between, we just chain everything together. And then we can gather context that is needed to answer, to give the final answer to the user. This will be a bit more clear when we look at the code later, but yeah, this is just a basic overview of what I mean by chain prompting, right? And for the design for this app, this is just something I drew up. So we have the front end, your monthly income, you're gonna enter that on monthly expenses, enter your risk or investment strategy to the moon, select intelligence level. So this is gonna be between GPT-4o, O1 mini and O1 preview, I think. Here I kind of want to display like an image maybe of our investment or risk level strategy. And we're just going to have a dashboard that kind of puts everything, the output. It's just going to stream down here, I don't know, in some cards or something. I haven't really decided yet. But that is going to be our dashboard. But I want kind of this 50-50 split, 1/3 split, we'll see. But that is my idea for the UI. So yeah, let's just get into it. I think we're going to start by building out the front end. So let's just get over to cursor and let's get going. Okay, so let's start setting up our front end now. So now I kind of want to go to my repo. You can use this too, cursor prompts. So I want to grab my ChadCN easy setup here. So you can see this is kind of the prompt I use for this. So let's just copy this. And let's go back to here now and we can open up the chat. So let's just paste in our prompt here and we can just hit enter. So what this is going to do now is going to set up like a very easy way to install Next.js and ChadCN. So we can just start running these commands here, right? So you can see, okay, we want to install Next.js here. TypeScript, lint. I'm just gonna say yes to all of this, right? Okay. We're gonna install ChadCN CLI here. We're gonna install ChadCN because I want to use components from the ChadCN library in our app today. I think they look great and it's a super easy way to do this. So let me just install Next.js here and then we can continue. Okay, so now we're just gonna continue here. So we're gonna run this cd into our front end. We're gonna install ChadCN, right? Then we're gonna initialize it. Great. And we're gonna select, I don't know if you can see this, but we're gonna select New York, sync, and yes, right? And that is basically it. And you can see we can double check, is this our layout? So let's go into front end here. I'm just gonna move my camera a bit. So yeah, you can see we have app, we have layout page. So you can see we want kind of styles folder here. So I'm just gonna go to source, new folder, let's call it styles, and just move the global CSS into here. I just like to do this. Okay, so we have to go into layout. So I think we have to update this. So let's just do something like this, styles. I think that should be fine, right? And let's run this now and see if we have Next.js set up. Yeah. Great. And that is kind of our front end basic template setup. And we are ready to kind of build on this now. So we can start adding buttons and stuff here. But yeah, I think we just need to kind of paste in our design plan and kind of try to build something from this now. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly show you kind of how I use Cursor to write my prompts for Vercel now. So you can see we have purpose, a super clean dark theme, Next.js frontend with ChadCN UN components that follows the uploaded image design and additional features. So the feature is going to be a text box to input monthly income, text box to input monthly expenses, text box to input, yeah, investment vision. Okay, great. And we will add some more things here, right? A drop down menu to select, yeah, intelligence of the AI. That sounds good. And I want one more thing. That is going to be a dashboard to visualize the data or visualize the investment for suggestions or something. But this dashboard is going to be kind of hard to do right now because I think now we just want the dashboard. We don't have like a great idea how we want to do that. So that we're going to do later, I think. But I think this is fine. And now I just like to do like action. Action, that should be fine. And let's do action. And let's do, we can wrap this in prompt, right? Prompts, prompt. And let's do the same here. Prompt. And let's do execute the prompt, and let's do actions. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's just copy this and head over to Vercel here, paste in this prompt. Wow, that looks a bit strange. Okay, so we got this here. We can remove this. Let me upload the image, right? So this is the image for the dashboard. Let's click enter here and let's see what we get here now. So remember, now we can use this install feature we have from Vercel, that we can install our create component here. So let's see now. So you can see this is building in real time, FN dashboard, your monthly income, and intelligence level. That was pretty cool. I kind of like the color thing here. So then we have investment suggestions. I think this is fine for now. I'm not going to spend too much time here now on this. So I think we're just going to grab this because we have all our text fields, right? We have this intelligence level here. And we have the button. And so what we're going to do, add to codebase. And now we can copy this command here, right? And we can go back to our project. So we can close this. Let's just stop this. And then we can do this, install this. So this is going to check the registry now to look for this component we created, install the dependencies. And hopefully now we will get like a components folder here, right? So we have the dashboard. the UI, all we need. So what I like to do now is I just use the @textport.tsx import to main page tsx as our main page, control code base. And hopefully now we can just change up this page here to kind of import the dashboard, right? Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's just do this. And hopefully, yeah, we have those installed. You can see here. And we want to update a few things in our layout. npm run dev, right? Okay, let's open this. Okay, so we have an error here. So let's just go back to cursor. Let's just grab this error here. I think this should be fine, right? Control-Shift-L, resolve the error, please. Control code base. So let's see if we can fix this. It should be just simple, but let's see if we can solve this with cursor now. So we're gonna do some changes to our layout. Okay, let me just quickly import those. Okay, that was done. And now if we go back here, boom, we got it. So this is our dashboard. We have our monthly income, expenses, vision, and we can select this. And yeah, you can see this dashboard might change, but for now, good start, I think. So this is something we can work more on here. So yeah, that was pretty smooth if you ask me. So now you can kind of see we have our front-end directory here, but now I think we're just gonna fire up a simple backend, and then we're gonna start implementing some backend logic here using the OpenAI API. So yeah, I'm just gonna use my templates. So I'm gonna go back to my repo. I'm gonna grab the backend prompt here, right? So yeah, you can see it here. So this is just a Node.js with Express. Copy the code, go back here, Control L, paste it in, and then I'm gonna do, yeah, just chat. We don't need to control code base here. So let's just start running this. We're gonna create a backend directory, great. Initialize Node.js, install Express and course. And then we're gonna create a new file name, index.js. Okay, so let's just do that, index.js, and let's apply this code here. And then we're gonna run this to see if it works, right? And yeah, we have the server running. So that was pretty easy setup. And now we kind of have a, yeah, very simple layout here to start building our backend for our app, right? We have a backend folder, we have a frontend folder, and this should be easy to continue working on. But now in this case, this project spun out from something I was just testing out in a backend. So we're gonna go over to that code now and take a look at how I kind of want this implemented in app, look at the backend logic, and just dive a bit more into the chain prompting, right? Okay, so here you can see, here are the code we are going to be using for our backend today. So you can see we have our prompts. So we have prompt 1, 2, and 3, and these are the chains we're going to be using today for our investment vision app. I don't know what I'm going to call it. But let's just start by looking at the prompts here, because this is a bit important, right? I think we're going to zoom in like this, right? So you can see nice and well here. So this is prompt 1. So this has a purpose. So this purpose is to calculate how much disposable income the user has available for potential investments. So here we need some income and expenses from the user. So we have this placeholder here, right? So this is gonna be where the user enters in the monthly income and monthly expenses, right? Into the front end, and this is going to be fed into this placeholder here, income and expenses. And from this, based on this information, calculate how much disposable income we have. So let's say this is $10,000, expenses is 5. This means we have 5,000 expendable or disposable. And then we're going to do, the action is to execute a calculation and return the following in JSON. And so we have prompt 1 result, disposable income, and hopefully we'll get the right amount here, right? And that is very simple, easy, prompt 1. If we go to prompt 2 now, this is going to be a bit more complicated. So the purpose here is to recommend investment allocations for the user risk strategy based on the disposable, not risk strategy, investment vision, right? That is the idea. Was that doubled up now? No, that's fine. And you can see here the input now is gonna be user funds. So this comes from the previous response, right? Since we calculated disposable user funds previously. So this is going to be brought over from prompt 1, right? So that is kind of the chain. And you can see the investment vision. This is something the user is going to enter. So this is the investment vision down here, right? And the calculation is create a portfolio that always aligns. Is that correct? Aligns? Maybe. I thought it was like this. Yeah, whatever. And fits with the user investment vision, including the amount of money to allocate to each category. And the action is execute a prompt and return the results in the following JSON format. So we want recommended allocation, investment category, percentage, and amount of dollars. So this is prompt 2. And prompt 3 is going to be a bit more complex because now we kind of want recommend the specific detailed investment vehicles based on the user's recommended portfolio strategy. I don't know if I'm going to call it that, but let's just call it that for now. I think it's fine. So then we're going to feed the response from prompt 2 into this placeholder here. So this is going to be the recommended vision, right? And you can see based on the user's portfolio strategy, provide recommend investment recommendations and consider the following categories. So here we just have equities, funds, real estate, crypto, side hustles, self-improvement, gambling, other investments that fit the user's investment vision. And we have some more. We're gonna return the specific name. So that could be Apple, Bitcoin, start a YouTube channel, YOLO options, meme stock, brief explanation and suggested allocation. So this is a part of the prompt. And the action is going to be execute a prompt and return the results in the following JSON format. And this is what we're going to show almost to the user, right? So it's the investment recommendations, category and name, type, explanation, percentage, amount, and so on, so, right? And this has been working pretty good for me because if we go to our investment logic code now, you can see how this works, right? So you can see we import OpenAI here, right? We're going to use that. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but basically, okay, so here you can see I prompted this to select intelligence level. So my idea was that we can have low, that is going to be GPT-4o, I think mini, right? But we can fix that later. And for medium, it's going to be O1 mini. And for high, it's going to be O1 preview. So we're going to do that later. I thought we can do that together, right? And yeah, you can see basically we're going to read each prompt because we kind of need to read prompt 1 and 2 and 3. And here is what we were going to get from the user. So we're going to ask the question, enter your monthly income, enter your monthly expenses. But this was just for my testing. This is going to be replaced, of course, by this, right? We're going to replace this logic here. And you can see, so this is going to read prompt 1 and it's going to replace. So remember in prompt 1, we're going to replace this placeholder income, right? Right here, and expenses with the monthly income and the monthly expenses that we got from these questions or inputs, and so on and so on. And we're going to send that to OpenAI, get the results back, right, from result 1. And then we're going to continue the chain by feeding result 1 into user fund placeholder in prompt 2, right? So remember the user fund in prompt 2 was this disposable income. And we feed the result from prompt 1 into that. And you can see result 2, we're going to continue feeding that into prompt 3. So that is kind of the chain setup here in JavaScript, right? If you want to spend more time on, it's a pretty basic sequential order of chains here. So we don't have to go too much into it, but you kind of get the idea here. We send a request to OpenAI, we get a result, right? We feed that into our next prompt in this placeholder. And we get the result back. We feed that into third prompt that is going to be replacing this. And that is the chain. So it's pretty powerful and it kind of saves some steps, right? So I think it's pretty cool, but let me just show you now. I think we can just do like a quick show you how this works now. So let's do this. So now you can see enter your monthly income, let's say 10,000, 7,000 expenses, enter your investment vision. So let's just do one of the examples here. So let's do crypto bro. That is gonna be our investment vision. And you can see if you start on top here, so the first prompt is gonna be disposable income 3,000. That's good because we entered 10,000, 7,000, and we calculated that we have 3,000 to use. And recommended allocation is going to be 80% into crypto, emerging technologies, 10, high risk, high reward, 10%. And then we get the recommendations. So we're going to do Bitcoin, Ethereum, ARK, Innovation ETF, Tesla for the individual stock. And that is the basic chain, right? And so what we're going to do now is try to take these results from prompt 3 and kind of feed them into like a dashboard here. That is the idea, right? So hopefully that was quite understandable, and let's see what we can do next now. So I think the best way to do this now is kind of bring all of these files we need now over to our backend, because then we can use it as context to build on this, right? So let me just try to move invest logic, and let's move all of these files now over to our backend that we just created. And then we're going to use maybe the chat or the composer to implement the logic we have here into our backend and try to combine it with the front end. So let me just move the files first and then we continue. Okay, so let's do a bit of a long shot here. So I just wanted to do a lot of information in one prompt here. So you can see I want to integrate the investment logic file into my backend. We need to replace the get user input data from the front end. So the text field inputs needs to replace kind of our placeholder or the questions we asked, right? The backend should take the data inserted from the user's front end, pass it to the investment logic.js file. The investment logic.js file will return a response, which will be sent back to the front end. We also need to connect the front end to the backend. The final response from investment logic, result 3, will be sent to the front end and displayed nicely in the front end dashboard. So this is a bit of a long shot, but let's see if we can actually use this prompt now to actually get all of this in one shot. So I think I want to use the chat because I want to have a bit more control, right? Okay, so first let's add some context here. So I want to add the front end folder, I want to add the backend folder, and we want the prompt, right? And let's just try execute the prompt, please. Control codebase, and let's see if we get anything here now. So I think this is a bit of a long shot, but yeah, let's just try it. Okay, so we have some instructions here. So we're gonna go to our investment logic file, right? Yeah, that looks fine, I think. It doesn't say anything, but let's try to do these steps here now and see if we can do this. So we want to update our index.js, that's fine. Okay, so let's do that. And we want to update our dashboard. So let's go to our front end, source, components, dashboard, and let's apply some changes here. Let's save that. And I think that was all it suggested now. We have to start 2 different so let's just do the front end here. So it's going to be npm run dev, right? Let's open up a new terminal and let's do our backend. So it's going to be node index. Okay. Okay, so we have some issues here. I guess we need to install OpenAI, right? So let me do that. Okay, so this is running, but it looks kind of weird now. But anyway, let's go to our app now and see if this is working, right? So let me try to put in some stuff here. 10,000, 7,000 to the moon. I'm not gonna do anything with this now. So let me try to click here. Internal server error. So let's check the console here. Okay, so we have some kind of issue here. Yeah, we get an issue here. So let me just try to Control Shift L, resolve my error, please. Control code base and see if we can quickly fix this or if we have to do something else here now. Okay, so we did a few changes. Let's go back here and refresh. Let's do 10,000, 7,000 to the moon. Let's see now. Okay, so we are running. That's good at least. So let's just wait for this and see if we get a response here now. Okay, so I had a few issues with this, but I selected the error we had. I selected the O1 mini. I thought I could just try to fix it with that. We got some suggestions back, right? And if we go here to our prompt now, to our app now, you can see we lost the intelligence. We're gonna add that back later. But if we do this now and we generate suggestions, I think this works now. But you can see when we get a response here now, this is only gonna return the JSON. So we get prompt 1, prompt 2, and it's all over the place. But I think this is a step in the right direction. Now we just gonna have to extract the information we want from prompt 3, right? And display it in kind of a nice way here in our UI. And then we are looking pretty good, I think. So instead of trying to fix all this at once, let's just do, I only want to return prompt 3 JSON results to our dashboard UI, please. Don't display prompt 1 and 2. So let's try to do this like stepwise. So let's get only the prompt 3 result JSON, and then we can try to turn that JSON into like some, yeah, a nice this way to display this. So let's try this to only get the JSON from prompt 3. From the prompt 3 response into our UI, and then we can, yeah, do some UI changes. Okay, so we updated our code. Now let's restart our server, right? Let's refresh this and let's just do the same here. So hopefully now we only get the prompt 3 response back, because yeah, that is kind of only what we need, because we don't need to show the user the previous steps. Okay, so we got some issues. Let me check what this is. So let's grab this and let's just resolve the error, please. Okay. Okay, so we added some new code here now. Let's try to restart the server now. And hopefully this time we have the JSON correctly parsed into our front end here. And if that's working, we're gonna take some of the things from JSON and yeah, great. So this is only from prompt 3, right? We have high risk stocks. So the next thing we're gonna do now is of course try to extract. So we want to display this in a nice way so the user can kind of see what investments it has to make, right? So let me come up with a prompt for that and let's run that and see if we can actually, yeah, get some good dashboard going here. Okay, so I went ahead, I created a prompt. So the purpose is going to be to create UI components for our front-end dashboard to display the investment recommendations from the JSON response. And I just fed in kind of an example of the response, right? So we know that. And the instruction is going to be the same, and we're going to execute the prompt. So let's copy this and let's try to run this now. Oh, that's a lot of stuff, right? I think I'm gonna add some more context. So let's do at front end, at back end, right? And do execute the prompt. Let's try this. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's give it a shot and take it from there. Okay, so what we did, we created a new investment recommendations.tsx. We updated the code we got suggested here. We also updated our dashboard.tsx. And I think we're just gonna try this now. So if we go back to our app now, refresh this, and let's just try to do the same. And let's see if we get the response displayed in a different way here now, or if you have to do some changes. Okay, that's interesting. So you can see investment summary based on your input. We have $3,000. That's correct. High investments, that is gonna be Tesla. Low risk, medium risk. Okay, this is a good start, I think. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. And to the moon. yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think it looks pretty smooth. Let me think of if I want to do any changes here now, or if I think this is kind of nice. So what I think I want to do is, I want to make one change for now, display all the cards on the right side of the app. So we kind of want to move all of these cards over to the right, instead of getting under there. Also decrease the user input part to 1/3 of the canvas, and let's use 2/3 of the display to display the cards. Implement these changes, please, and write the code. So that means that we want this part, right, this input part, to be a bit just 1/3 of this page or the app. I'm gonna try this and see if we can make it work. Okay, so we added new recommended code suggestions here. Let's go back to our app. Let's do a different vision now. So let's do one big bet or something. I don't know. Let's generate this. So you can see we kind of changed up here now. So we kind of get a smaller version of this part of the app. And we got a bigger version aligned. Okay, so we got some issues here. Let me see what happened. No valid JSON. Okay, that's a bit bad. Let's try to run this again. We might have to do some more logic here to fix this. Okay. High risk, high reward investment. 100% in the ARC innovation. Let's do another strategy. Wall Street bets. That is kind of from the Reddit forum, right? So let's see what we get here now. Okay, so now we got Tesla stocks, 30%, Nvidia, options trading, so call options on Apple, put options on SPY, crypto, and meme stock, GameStop, of course. That was a bit fun. So yeah, I think it's working pretty good. I guess we have some issues with our JSON parsing, but that's fine for now. So is there anything else we want to do now? I'm pretty happy. I have 2 more ideas I think I want to do. And it's of course select the intelligence level. And I think I want to add some images. So get like an image here to kind of represent or visualize our investment vision. That is something I might do. But now let's do the select intelligence input here, right? Okay, and to do that, I want to start with a prompt. So in our investment logic.js file, we have the option to set a model for the OpenAI API call. I want to have 3 models available to choose from. GPT-4o, O1 mini, and O1 preview. I want to be able to select the model to use by using a drop-down menu in our front end. Execute the prompt, so I added Frontend Backend as context, control code base. Let's see if we can do this pretty easy now. We might have to add the drop-down menu from ChatCN. Let me see. Yeah, let's just follow the instructions here first, and maybe we can change that up, right? And the drop-down menu I wanted to use here was, I just went to ChatCN UI. I installed this command here, drop-down menu, and I kind of asked that we should implement this drop-down menu from @UI, right? So this was installed here. So this is a ChatCN component. And yeah, we basically just updated all we got from our initial logic prompt. And if we go back here to our app now, refresh, you can see we have a new selection here. So we can select models. Okay, so let's see now. So let's just do, let's just do Wall Street bets, GPT-4o. Okay, so let's try this. And then we're gonna try one of the other ones. Yeah, so let's see if we get a response here. Okay, so we got some invalid JSON. Yeah, this is a bit of an issue, but I don't know if I'm gonna spend too much time working on this now. It's a bit annoying, but let's see. Okay, so we got a response here. But now I wanna switch the model. Let's just go for the O1 mini, right? And let's see if we get a response here. I've seen sometimes that they won't give a response. They say something like, I can't help you with blah, blah, blah. But let's see now if O1 mini gives us a different result here, or if it's gonna shut us down here. Okay, that was significantly slower, but we got a good response here. So you can see we got equities, Tesla, ARC, GameStop. Okay, cool. Bitcoin, Chainlink. I never heard of that. Altcoin. Okay. We have some cash and alternative call options. Okay, that was pretty cool. So we got our intelligence model to... We got our model to work here. I don't know if I'm going to switch this to intelligence or just have these models available for now. I think I'm just going to keep it as is for now. And now let's try to implement the final thing I wanted. And that is to kind of display an image of the investment vision just for fun. So let's see if we can do that. And to do that, I thought we can use the Black Forest Lab Flux Schnell model. We're gonna use replicate just to run this. So if you click on this now, you can see we can go to node, and yeah, we kind of have the code here. We just need a replicate token, and we're gonna do some prompting, so we can basically add the user investment vision as a prompt, something like that, and just display the output in our app, right? So I'm just gonna copy this. You can see we need to install npm replicate, so we might have to just go to our backend, I guess, and install replicate. And from there, let's try to fix this and see if we can actually implement the image part to our app, right? So I just went ahead, I wrote the prompt. So we want to add an image generation to our web app. The generated image should be the investment vision of the user. The user will input their investment vision to the front end. This input will be fed into the replicate API with the Flux Schnell model as the prompt. The output will be the image that will be displayed to the user in its own card, right? So we fed in the replicate docs. We're just gonna execute this prompt, right? So let's copy that. Again, I wanna use the chat, right? So let's add, again, since this is working, add the front end. Let's add the back end, and let's paste in our prompt. Not that. I want to copy this, paste in this, execute the prompt, please. Also, we will add the replicate API key in .env. Okay, control code base. I'm just gonna let this run, and let's see if we can implement this in one go. I'm gonna grab my API key from replicate and put it into our env file, and let's see if we can do this. Okay, so we implemented all the suggestions we got. I wanted to mix up the prompt a bit, right? So I went a Super Nintendo crazy graphic style of the following investment strategy, Wall Street bet style, and then we're gonna feed in the prompt here, right? So let's save this. We restarted our server, and now we can try this. So let's just do our Wall Street to the moon strategy. I don't know. So I tried to place the image under the button here, and yeah, so we're gonna keep on the right side as we had it before. I think this is gonna work. It looks good when I do the quick test. But let's see. Okay, so we got this, hopefully. Yay. Okay, that was pretty lame though. Nintendo. I think we need to change it up a bit. Let me change up the prompt. Let's drop Super Nintendo. Okay, so I kind of changed it up. I changed the go fast to false because it wasn't doing the text right. So I do get rich, make money, Reddit, Pepper meme style, add the following text to the image. Okay, so this is gonna be the final test, right? Let's do Wall Street bets. I don't know. Let's just try something here, and then we're gonna check out the results. Do a few tests when we have updated kind of the title here, and let's get Rick Bennick. What was that? That was horrible. Okay, I don't really care. So let's just call it, and I want to do some final touches. Then we're gonna try out all the different models and see what we get here. Okay, so the only thing I did is I changed the title to Get Rich Quick. That is kind of the meme of this, right? So we're just gonna stay with our monthly income and expenses, but let's do different visions and actually take a bit closer look at the results. So let's do a serious investment vision, right? So let me come up with something here. Okay, I couldn't come up with something, so I just do Warren Buffett. I know a bit of what he does, right? So let's do GPT-4o on his vision first. He's like blue chip stocks, right? And kind of he's not taking too much risk. He's in it for the long run, right? Okay, so we got blue chip stocks. That was pretty cool. Index funds, yes. Okay, get rich Warren Buffett. We have bonds, we have cash equivalents. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a pretty good. In Johnson & Johnson, that's probably some dividends, right? Apple, Vanguard Total Bond ETF. Okay, so what happens when we shift to O1 preview now? I want to see if we can get a response from the biggest model, if this does anything different. But like I said, we have some issues with it doesn't want to respond, right? So let's try it anyway. Okay, so we got a response. That was pretty cool. So you can see we got, okay, so it changed. Get rich, Work and Bennett. Not on point, but we got 90% of our investment should go into the index fund Admiral Series Vanguard 500 and 10% into short-term treasury ETF. Okay, that's interesting at least. So we got a response from Warren Buffett. That was pretty cool. And why don't we, while we're at it, let's just run Mini, but now let's change up our investment vision a bit here. Now let's do meme stonks and select O1 Mini, right? Let's try that. Okay, this was pretty cool. So now you can see we have GameStop, AMC, ARK Innovation, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, other investment that fit the user's investment, call options on Tesla. Okay, yeah, that was pretty cool. And ooh, get okay, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I like that. Let's compare this to GPT-4o. Let's see if we get GameStop or something like this. Okay, so you can see we also get GameStop, AMC, and BlackBerry. Wow, that's crazy. Make money, make money. Okay. Yeah, that seems to work pretty good. I want to think of like a serious strategy. Or I have an idea. The side hustler, right? So because we kind of put in that you could sometimes do, now I want to try O1 preview again, that you sometimes can not invest in stocks, but you can also invest in like yourself and your side hustles. So let's see what O1 preview gives us here for the side hustle vision. Okay, so this was a bit of a different response. You can see we got a side hustler, that was bad. So we got cash, so provide safe liquid to store emergency fund. Okay, retirement accounts, Roth IRA funds, equities, but down here we got side hustles. So e-commerce store, set up on Spotify, freelance graphic design services. Okay, that was a bit strange, but yeah, it kind of works for different visions you have, right? I want to do one last one before we kind of wrap this up. And this vision is going to be don't lose any money. And we're going to select the O1 Mini. So let's see. My idea now is that we're going to put everything into cash. But of course, it could be like index funds and stuff too. But like, I should expect like a part of this is going to be in cash, right? Or like savings account. That is kind of my logical thinking here, right? Okay, so now you can see, yeah, cash and equivalents, 70%. Bonds, treasury, that is basically the safest way you can go, right? Don't lose any money, any money. Okay, I thought this turned out super cool. I'm super happy with this app, right? And yeah, I'm gonna playing around with it. I might even, if you wanna leave it, if you want me to kind of publish this online, just let me know in the comments and I might host this so people can try it. I also just wanted to mention, like, if you want to do something on my app, I also have these microservices I offer. Just go to my homepage, you find the link in the description. If you want some kind of shout out in one of my YouTube videos, go to the microservices and you can buy a shout out. This could be for GitHub, anything you want to kind of promote, like a simple shout out. You can buy that here. We can discuss the price if you wanted to. Other than that, I have some other services I offer, so go check out my webpage in the description below. Other than that, hope you enjoy this. Hope you kind of like the step-by-step instructions how to set this up. And I think it's pretty cool to create these AI apps. It's super fun, right? And I'm going to continue doing it. So thank you for staying all the way to the end. I hope you pick up something you can learn from, let's say from Cursor here, maybe some workflows. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again next week. Have a great day and we speak soon.